Hi, my name is Heather Hamilton. I'm with Brookline Interactive Group, and this is my co-host.
Cal Gilliman.
And you just heard some dulcet tones by the Washington Square Jazz Ensemble. Let's give them a round of applause. You'll be hearing from them in a few more minutes. But first, I just wanted to introduce you all to Cal, whom I met this summer. Cal, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I am 12. I go to Pierce School. We just actually moved up to Fisher Hill.
What's that been like?
It's good. It's good. I mean, it's a lot smaller, but that's also a lot easier to like get around and stuff. The field's nice, although of course it was like ruined in like 5 days, but that was fine. Yeah, I love cooking. I play the saxophone, actually.
What?
Alto saxophone.
Really?
Yeah.
Excellent. When did you start?
I started I started in 5th grade, like halfway through 5th.
How did you know you wanted to play the sax?
I mean, my dad played it, and so I just tried it out a couple of times, and I liked it, and so I practiced a lot over winter break last year, actually, or Christmas break, and I decided I wanted to switch to saxophone, so that's what I did.
Cool. So your other hobby is cooking.
Yeah, I love cooking. I do it all the time. A little while ago, just learned how to use the grill, so I've been doing that.
Wow, that comes in
often.
handy.
Yeah, it's really good.
What do you like the most about cooking?
Let's see. I mean, I love just getting to see, I love getting to experiment with cooking, see how things taste. I love getting to see what you've made afterwards and feel good about that. Yeah, I just love doing it.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, let's see you do what you love.
Okay.
Okay.
When the McAllister family left on their Christmas vacation, they forgot one small thing.
Mom? Dad?
Home alone.
This summer, we asked residents in Boston, Western Massachusetts, Vermont, and Fresno to get ready to be the best Kevin they could be. No babysitter, no craft services, and no budget for talent. Individuals and groups recreated a full-length feature film using only inspiration and imagination.
Only a wimp can be hiding under this bed. And I can't be a wimp. I'm the man of the house.
I'm gonna give you to the count of 10 to get your ugly, yellow, no-good keister off my property before I pump your guts full of lead.
For you, kid. We're already in the house, and we're gonna get you.
Okay, come and get me.
What, you? I mean, kill that kid!
Get ready for Crowdsourced, cinema's 10th annual production project, 1990s holiday classic, Home Alone.
Okay, so I'm going to be making a mango raspberry icy with lemon and mint. So I tried this one time, I actually experimented with it a couple times with different flavors, and I found that this one was really good. So, I'm going to cut the mango open real quick. The mango gives it a really nice texture. And it's a good flavor, although it's not very strong. So we're gonna add a good amount of that.
It looks like this is already kind of frozen.
Yeah, it's frozen so that I can get the nice ice texture, because without it being frozen, I would have to add a lot of actual ice. Now I'm gonna put that there. I'm gonna take my raspberries. My raspberries are a lot stronger and more tart. So I'm gonna need to put less of them in, but they also give it a really nice color and a nice flavor without a lot of them.
So this isn't the first time you've made this?
No, I've like experimented. That's one of the things I like doing with cooking is experimenting with different things and trying it out a lot of times. So now I'm gonna actually first I'll do the lemon.
So was this a recipe that you found, or did you make this recipe up?
I made it. I first tried it with watermelon actually, but I decided that this would also be a really nice combination to try. First I did it with just mango, and then I tried to add the raspberry, and it turned out really well.
Wow, you brought your own press.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I have, that's what I use, and so I just decided to bring it, do it. It works really well to get most of the juice out into the drink. So I'm just gonna do like 3 of these, not all of these or it'll be too tart and we'll have to add too much sugar.
So what's on your shopping or Christmas list this season as an aspiring chef?
I mean, just some new supplies for cooking would be really cool. I think, I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, I have most of the things that I want at home because, like, I started cooking actually early. So, like, I have, like, a knife set. I have most of what I need at home. But, yeah, there are definitely, like, a couple of things that I think would be cool to have in the kitchen.
Is there something you can't live without?
No, actually, there isn't. I mean, I have most of the things I need, I think.
What's the thing that you use the most?
The thing I use the most, at home I have a really nice pan actually that it's really good for most things because it heats up pretty like strong, so you don't have to really change the heat much with it. And yeah, it's like low, it's big, so you can cook like a lot of things on it, which I like. So I'm gonna take the water. I'm gonna open this. I'm gonna pour like not too much or you won't get the consistency you want, but up to about here.
Like 1.5 inches?
Yeah, probably. And then, because you can always add more, but you can't take it away. So I'm just gonna put that down there. I'm gonna put this on top.
Make sure that thing is secure.
Yeah. Let that go.
Is there a specific mode that you use?
Yeah, I'm gonna probably turn it to about 1/4 maybe.
Okay.
And it might get some air pockets. And just once you do that, you're gonna wanna shake it and let the air pocket. So we're gonna bring that down. Yeah, and there we go. One more blend and then we're good. Because you can see it's gotten that texture where like it can hold its shape, but it's not like really icy. It doesn't have big chunks in it.
I never realized that air pockets were so much of a thing.
When it blends together and it's thick and can hold its shape. It can hold its shape, so an air pocket will form, and you'll have to get the liquid back down into the thing. But now I think we're done. You can see the texture in here. It's a nice texture, so we're just gonna take it. We're gonna put it through here.
Oh, yeah.
There, yeah. Yeah, so you can see that texture. Here, what if? Here, is there like a spoon or something I can use to sort of get
Maybe
this?
this other.
Yeah, I don't know.
There
Yeah,
we
that
go.
works. That works.
With your
Serve
friends?
these. Yeah, I make them just whenever I have the ingredients. That's
When you're grilling?
not really when I'm grilling, but I do it sometimes after dinner because it's sweet.
So do I get to try
Sure,
it?
yeah, try it.
Okay.
Tell me what you think.
Oh, that's refreshing.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
good on a hot day.
It's good on a cold day, too.
I guess it is.
That's not bad.
So yeah, you have that. Maybe put a leaf of mint in here.
Oh, yes, because it's all about presentation.
Yep.
Well, cheers.
And then,
Thank you for coming on the program.
no problem.
This is Cal. He's going to be a super chef one day. Okay, and now we're going to hear from the Washington Square Jazz Ensemble. Awesome, thank you, Cal.
Thank you so much. We want to thank the Washington Square Jazz Ensemble. So here we have Ben, our town clerk, and we just want to interview you and get to know. Well, let me start off by saying my name is Eliani Williams.
I'm Nana.
But we have Ben here, and we want to interview you about how it's been in your position. And the first question is, how has this year overall been for you?
Absolutely. It's been a very busy year in the town clerk's office. We have our regular work that we do with marriage licenses and birth certificates. But this year in particular was a big election year for 2024. We had 4 elections, a presidential primary, a town election, a state primary, and then about 30 days ago, on the dot, exactly 1 month ago, we had the presidential election here in Brookline. So it's been a very, very busy year for us in the clerk's office, and we're now excited to finally be through it and looking forward to a fun holiday season.
Okay, speaking of the presidential election, how has it been?
The presidential election was fun. It was my first time running a presidential election. I first became the clerk in 2021, so I was not here when they last had the presidential election in Brookline. It was very, very busy. We had a lot of people coming out to vote, a huge number of new voters who were signing up, which we always love to see, people who are moving into Brookline, people who became U.S. citizens right before the election and were able to vote. And we had people who've lived in Brookline for years, but they decided for this election it was so important they wanted to sign up and get involved. So it was an incredibly large turnout across the town. Over 70% of Brookline's registered voters came out to vote on November 5th. And that was something that was very exciting for us to see. We've never seen those numbers except for in a presidential year. And that is always something that we like to see. An election's a chance to make your voice heard, and we like it when people get out there and start saying things.
That's amazing. It's good hearing the progress that the town has made, especially just like bringing in people and new voters, and going more into how your daily life is. The day of election, the days where it's busy. What do you see yourself doing? How does your morning start, and how does it end?
Absolutely. So Election Day is an incredibly busy day for us. I report to Town Hall at 4 a.m. Election morning. I am not the first one there. Our Department of Public Works, they show up at 2 a.m. to load up the trucks with all the supplies to go out to the precincts and set up the polling places. The polls are open at 7 a.m. We have a massive, massive team. Over 170 poll workers worked this election in all of our precincts in Brookline. We had another 50 people at Town Hall who were working with us. We had police details. We had custodians who were out there working the election with us. It is a massive, massive operation. Most of my day on Election Day for this November was very, very easy. It was an election where we did not have to go around putting out crises. Things were going smoothly. The biggest problem we had was we accidentally gave the lunches for one of our precincts worth of poll workers to the police officers, and we had to go out and get them back so that they could get the right lunches, so that everybody could be fed. So it's a very, very busy day all the way through when the polls close at 8 o'clock. And then after 8 o'clock, all of our poll workers stay. They count every single vote. If a vote couldn't go through the machine, they hand count it to make sure every vote is recorded. So if you went out and voted, I can tell you we counted your vote because I was in the town clerk's office with my staff until about 1 o'clock in the morning, making sure we counted everything. So Election Day itself is a very busy day. And then the day after, I apologize if you came to do work with our office. We did close the office the day after so we could all get some sleep.
That's amazing.
That's crazy. And you're very hardworking because 1 a.m., OMG, I cannot do that. But I love dogs, and I heard you're working something with dogs.
Yes, so Brookline Town Clerk's Office is in charge of all of the dog licenses for the town. So if you have a dog in Massachusetts, you have to license them with your local clerk's office. You have to come in, show us that the dog has a rabies vaccine, so we know the dog is safe. And when you do that license, you can also sign up for what we call the Green Dog Program. And the Green Dog Program allows you to send your dog off leash in some of our parks throughout Brookline. So it's a really, really great program. The reason why today is so exciting is today is the first day for dog licensing for 2025. So you should have gotten an email from us about dog licensing. You can do your dog license online, which is great. It's great for the environment. It makes it easy. You don't have to come by the clerk's office. Although that being said, we do have dog treats in the clerk's office. So if you want to bring your dog by, we would love to see your pup, and we'd love to be able to give them a little treat as well.
Wow, I love that.
That's amazing. She's a big fan.
Yes, I have 3
She's a
dogs
big,
myself.
big fan.
OMG, yes, I love
Well, make
dogs.
sure you get them registered.
Oh, yes, of course.
We will make sure of that. But going back into, your position and what you do, what do you think, and you don't have to tell us, what are your best cons and worst cons of the job? And if there isn't any cons, that's perfectly fine because he loves his position.
I really do. I do love my position. It's such an honor to be able to work for the people of Brookline and to be a part of so many different aspects. You do elections where people see us, dog licensing where people see us, but we get to do a lot of the things behind the scenes for the records of the town. We have records dating back to the 1600s. We have town meeting debating whether or not they're going to join Boston with the Boston Tea Party and passing rules around supporting fugitive slaves, making sure that we had protections for them in the 1800s, all the way up to today where Brookline can really be on the cutting edge for immigration protection, about COVID response. And as the town clerk, I get to have custody of all of these records for the things that have happened with the town. And that's super interesting. That being said, I would say if there was one con to my job, and it's not even a con, it's just something that we're trying to work on, is we have a huge number of these records, and they're not all stored super well. They're not necessarily organized. Some of the old documents might be falling apart. So one of our big projects that we're trying to do is do some organization, some digitization, so that these records that I have in my vault that I think are super cool, other people have access to, and we can preserve them for future generations, so that when people look back 200 years from now and they see what we were doing, they're able to still have that history following all the way through. So I'd say the biggest con is the piles of paper that is in my office.
That's amazing. And stepping outside from your position and just as, a daily, since it is getting cold outside, you can literally see our breaths because it's so cold. And since you do live here in Brookline and it does get chilly super quickly, as a Brooklynian, I wouldn't say Bostonian because, Brookliner, where's your favorite spot to go to in the winter?
Ooh, so that is an excellent question. There's so many great spots throughout Brookline. I'm very lucky to get to live right in the heart of Coolidge Corner. So I will say my favorite place is usually being at home with my lovely fiance. I really enjoy cooking as well, so I love a night where we can make something in the oven and warm the house up and watch some movies. But getting to go out into Brookline is super, super cool. Will you allow me to have 2 favorite places?
Go ahead.
So I'd say one of them, and this is the fan favorite, is the Coolidge Corner Theater. I've been going to the Coolidge since I was a little kid. My grandmother used to live over on Center Street, and I would meet up with her and we'd go to movies at the Coolidge. I'm a proud member of the Coolidge Corner Theater, and both the regular movies that they have, new releases coming out, but also the events that they do, seeing interesting speakers and watching cool movies. My other favorite place would be Night Moves. I don't know if you guys have been to Night Moves. It is a board game cafe on Beacon Street. So it's a great place to go, get a cup of coffee, a cup of hot chocolate, meet up with some friends, find a new interesting board game, and then inevitably lose and get very upset. Is always a very, very fun activity to do. So a lot of really, really great spots in Brookline that I could not possibly list them all, but those are 2 of my favorites.
That's great. Well, I'd like to have you give to the audience or the people that's watching any advice on anything, any advice you want to give.
Yeah, I would say my biggest piece of advice is enjoy time you get to spend with friends and family. I joke about this, that during election season, I don't get to see any of my friends and family. We're working crazy hours, especially with doing vote-by-mail ballots. We're working nights, we're working weekends. And it really makes you value the time that you get to have together. My family is not all in the same place anymore. I've got siblings who are across the country, sometimes across the world. So any opportunity you have to be together with friends and family, make sure you take advantage of it.
Wow, that's amazing. Trying to close off, one of the last questions that I personally have for you is, I kind of went blank, sorry. But let me just think, give me 1 second. What are your goals, accomplishments that you want to do in 2025 in your position that you have right now, and maybe outside of that position? Like, what are just some, yeah.
But to add on, like, what's going to motivate you to do those things?
Yeah, I love that. Coming into 2025 and looking ahead, I think professionally, I'm excited to have a year with only one election. The May 2025 town election will be the only one we have, and that will give us some space to do some of these other projects. So I'm looking forward to doing some of this work with our records, digitizing, discovering things in the office that we might not know about. That's something that's really, really exciting to me. And I don't know if this time next year I'll be sitting here with some cool thing that we found back in the vault. And then personally, I think on that same line, looking forward to having a year where I get to spend time with friends and family. A year where I get to do some travel, get to go and see some new places, go see some old places, some favorites, but really getting that time to be with the people who I really enjoy spending that time with, I think is something I'm looking forward to in the coming year.
That's amazing.
Well, that's good. Okay. I'll take it away, Dawn.
Thank you. So those were awesome.
We are starting at the edge of the high service pumping station, completed in 1888. This is a very simple building. Basically all it did was store coal. The coal was burned, water was boiled, and steam was made. And these giant pumps here, which are powered on steam, took that water and pumped it up to a higher location, the Fisher Hill Reservoir, which is a mile that way and about 140 feet above where we are now. From there, it was able to go by gravity down to all those higher elevations in Boston that desperately needed water, and this included Beacon Hill. This was built with an enormous sense of pride, and the inside of the building, of course, is highly decorated, again, to emphasize the ability of Boston to provide for its citizens using the very latest technology to do that. Unfortunately, within the first couple of years of the operation of this site, it became obvious that a lot more capacity was necessary for the city of Boston.
And now we have Jessica.
So, Jessica, we hear that you are the boss from upstairs at Big, and we just want to know more about the position you take and know more about what you need as a workspace. So our first question is, how has it been?
Thank you. It's been great. Part of the reason it's been great is because I get to meet talented young ladies like you. It's so wonderful to work with you. You do such a great job. So as you said, I am the big boss upstairs, even though, there's only one floor. My name is Jessica Smizer. I'm the executive director at Brookline Interactive Group, aka BIG. And I have been there since April, and it has been great. It has not been that long. Sometimes it feels like 7 months, sometimes it feels like 7 days, sometimes it feels like 7 years. But what I need is what Big needs, which is we need more people like you to come and take our classes and to participate and to volunteer. We need more people to donate. We are a nonprofit, and a lot of people don't know that. We're an independent nonprofit based here in Brookline. And we recently had some really great news. We're in the middle of our fall fundraiser, and our goal is to raise $100,000 by the end of the year so that we can continue to do the work that we do with you all and everybody else. And a good news we had is we recently got an anonymous $50,000 gift. Yeah, I know, awesome. And what they wrote in their anonymous letter was that they hoped that that would inspire other people to match. So we are hopeful that people will be inspired and give us money so that we can reach our goal by the end of the year.
Wow, we are just finding that out right now, and I think that, again, going more deeper into people donating so that we are capable of doing such things, that we can broadcast the show. And as someone that has worked that big and just seen it inside, you guys, the team is amazing. The money that you donate is not going to waste. I promise you that. And having a boss like you, since you have been my boss over the summer, she was great. And having, my other leaders and mentors guiding me into big, you realize that we are doing this for a purpose, and we are, changing lives little by little, even though we might not think that we're like that. And speaking for both me and Anaya, it's amazing. The group is amazing. We've shared and we've grown a love for production, and hopefully we can be doing this as adults and come back and donate to you guys so that you guys are able to continue to change young people's lives as you guys done for us.
I expect you will. I think you're going to come and do a master class in a few years for the high school students that'll be there. And yeah, when you get to be like Oprah, you can give us lots of money. So, or you can just be like, what's a nice local anchor and still give us lots of money.
Right. Just make sure that I come back.
Just come back. Doesn't matter. Just come back.
But another question is, being the boss, what is your favorite part of the job, and what's your least favorite part of the job?
So I actually really like, well, I'm going to preface this by saying that a lot of people in my position don't like asking for money or fundraising. They're mostly they're like, I like to do the programs, I like to hang out with people, I like to do good work in the world, but it's really hard for me to ask for money. And years ago, I used to be like that too. I thought it was kind of nerve-wracking, but I did a couple workshops and worked with some people, and then I realized that money is a way for you to, or for people to express their values, right? It's like the easiest way for you to say what you care about. So if I care about something, I care that people have enough food on their table. I care that people are able to, have housing. What's the easiest way for me to do that? It's to give money to that cause. So when I ask people what they care about, if they care about what I'm doing, and just, being able to write a check is a great way to show it. So I love meeting new people. I love connecting with people about the work we do. I enjoy being able to talk to them about what they value. Today, for example, the other thing I like is we had a huge group of kids. There were 30 kids come in to do a stop action animation class. And they came in and they were so loud. Oh my God, they were just and but it's a safe space at Big. I tell people never shush people, people should be able to be loud and boisterous, whatever. But they started working on their animation projects, and suddenly it was quiet. And I went out and I looked, and the kids were doing their projects, and they were so intent on it and so into it. And I just love to see people find their passion. I love to see them get into something, get excited by something. What's my least favorite? It depends on the day. There's some stuff that happens that's challenging, it's hard, but it's usually something that the next day you wake up, it's not something you have to deal with anymore. But yeah, so the challenges can be a lot of paperwork. It can be a lot of bureaucracy one day. And one day the challenge could be someone who's just trying to make your day hard. But the next day, all that stuff is behind you.
And if people want to go ahead and donate, which we would appreciate a lot, where can they go? Where's the sources? Where's, if you guys have a place where they directly can go to donate, where would that place be?
So if you go to our website, brooklineinteractive.org, and you go right on the homepage there, you'll see a green donate button. You You just click on that button, and it'll take you to our campaign page, which is our fall fundraiser. We're still considering it our fall fundraiser, even though it's almost winter. And you just go right on there, and you can donate. And right now, we are up to almost $60,000 of our $100,000 goal. So we're more than halfway there, which we're excited about. So you can donate there.
Go donate. Go donate.
Please. No. But yeah, that's amazing. And for the people that go ahead and donate, again, we appreciate everything that's given to us from
I'm telling you, this is
the
like,
smallest
it's
to the
amazing.
biggest, honestly. And we, as people that have worked there,
It's never awkward. Like, it's so comfortable. It feels like we're family. There's moments where we laugh. There's moments where we take stuff serious. But it's always fun. And I don't know. It makes you feel like at home a little bit.
and you grow, and you know, you being a part of the conversation, you grow and you see it yourself, and we walk into big wanting to be there. It's not like forcefully going, and I was actually talking to someone about it today. Like, even if there was no money involved, I would still do it 100%. So I appreciate the opportunity we got over the summer to now it feeling like a family, and you know, the donations that do come through where you guys are able to have us and maintain us like you guys are our family. So we appreciate that.
And we definitely appreciate you guys for helping us on our show as well. The Daily Doses of Ease. We love that show.
Stay tuned.
Well, we appreciate you, and I think you brought up a really good point, a really important point for people who are considering donating, is that you all and other folks who come in, especially in the summer, you're getting paid to work there, and we, you know, that's something that we, you know, need foundations and grantors to give us money so that we can hire more amazing people. Because I know you say you would do it for nothing, but you shouldn't have to. You know, your creativity, the work you do, you know, you deserve to be paid for it. Your brain, your work, you should get paid. You should always get paid. And so if people continue to support us, we're able to support you all in pursuing your creative and technical careers and being able to do that instead of having to go somewhere else and have a job that you don't like. So, yeah, it's important to get paid.
Well, thank you, Jessica, for coming in and speaking more about BIG and how people can help and donate and stuff.
You are welcome. It's always good to see you, too.
Good to see you, too.
Good to see you, too. Take it away, Dawn.
Well, guys, thank you, Dawn, for that amazing performance. So, it's about us now. Oh my gosh. Introducing myself again. My name's Eliani Williams.
And I'm Nana, or you could call me Inaya.
Yeah, we love nicknames. But let's kind of interview ourselves since we have the opportunity to do that.
Okay, ask first.
First question. Since this whole thing is, sponsored, produced by Big. How has Big had an impact on you?
I feel like going back to when we was talking about it, I feel like Big, at first, like, I was like, oh my God, like, because we had a job at first that we was going to go to, the teen center, but that didn't work out. And then when we got put to Big, me and Eliani, we was kind of like, if it was like, oh, Big. But then once we stepped into it and we started to like get like, familiar with it, like it started to make me feel more comfortable and able to love to be around the community and the people and everything. Like, I feel like it was never awkward at first. We would always like laugh and have fun and games and stuff, and like sometimes serious moments like where we have to edit and like actually like film. But I feel like when we got told that we could keep working during like the school year, that actually like made me and Eliani happy, because on top of that, our show, we could still do our show. And yeah. Okay. I feel like I want to hear your answer to the question.
Okay. How has Big changed me? I don't think it's changed me. I just think it modified me, like molded me into like learning different things, because I'm telling you guys, not trying to put steps on blast, but we had went into the process of getting a job during the summer thinking that we were going to be working at the teen center, but kind of last minute, our superintendent I told us, well, no, you guys are actually going to go to Big. I'm telling you guys, we had no idea what Big was. We've heard of it since we were already freshmen, and we kind of got into the AAU building. But it wasn't until kind of like a couple weeks in, I just started feeling, oh my, I love this community. I love what we're learning about in cameras, and we kind of like forget that we do use like the things that we've learned from Big. We kind of use it in our daily lives. That's why we kind of called our show Daily Doses of Ease, just to put a little splash on it and just, giving it realness. But I think that it's taught me a lot of things that now I can carry on when it comes to like my friends, like my family. And there's just certain like little bit of things that I feel like I'm a producer in my heart sometimes, and maybe that'll drive me to Hollywood.
But I feel like the fun part about the job is that we can help somebody with their own show. Like, we are behind cameras, we're flipping, we're doing this and that. And I feel like it's so fun because now, like, when you look at movies, you get to like kind of experience like what they be doing behind like the whole thing. And it's so cool. Like, I love it. It's so cool.
That's literally the kind of like little bits and things. We're gonna sound so crazy, but now when I see episodes and shows on that night, I'm literally thinking the producer's counting 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Because there's so many like spots that you could do. Like, there's the cameras you could work with, there's the floor manager with the headphones on, and you talk to people. Like, now that I got to experience it, I'm like, oh my God, so all these movies and shows that I be seeing, this is what be happening.
Yeah, behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And I feel like it gives you a new, like, when you like gain this knowledge of behind the scenes, you tend to like hold on to a show a little bit more, like a movie a little bit more, because you get to experience what kind of goes behind the scene, whether it's floor manager, whether it's sound, whether it's cameras, whether it's directing. There's so many, like, you realize that there's so many hands-on behind the scenes that make the production that we're seeing, the final thing that we're seeing, make it. It makes it. And it's not, well, we love our actresses and our actors, of course. They play a big part too. But you kind of like gain a new love, whether it was on our bucket list or not. So yeah, that's like another thing that we see. And our last question, since we're kind of making, is, what's your favorite color? Honestly, let's switch it up. What's your favorite color?
My favorite color is blue. But I used to have like a specific shade of blue, but I feel like I love all types of blue. Like if it's not blue,
We don't want it.
we don't want it. But
That blue right there.
yeah, that's a pretty blue. Yeah, like a royal blue, a baby blue, a diamond blue. I'm telling you, like I just love blue. That's all I gotta say. I mean,
Just any type of blue.
yeah, it doesn't matter. What about you? What's your favorite color?
Black. Black. I know, like, oh my gosh, it's...
I hate when people be like, black is not like
Yeah,
a color.
black is beautiful. Get the pun? Because, like,
Yeah,
black excellence, black color.
Yeah.
It's fine, it's
No,
fine.
black is beautiful.
If you guys don't get the joke, it's fine.
Yeah.
But black, I think that black is just so, like,
It matches with everything.
it
goes
literally
with
matches with everything. Everyone looks good in black. That's what I literally have on my IG, what's it called? Bio, like my IG bio.
Yeah.
Let's get back with And we are back with a very, very special guest. You want to take it away with the first question, Nana?
Oh, let's introduce him.
Oh,
go ahead.
You can
David.
introduce yourself.
Introduce yourself.
I can introduce
Yeah, go
myself.
ahead.
But wait a minute, I thought I was a special guest. Don't special guests always get
Presenting
introduced?
David.
Okay, David.
My name is David. Could you hear that? So I'm David Lashinsky, owner and operator of Eureka Puzzles just down the street. I'm also chair of the Coolidge Corner Merchants Association. And we are currently running the Coolidge Corner, the great Coolidge Corner Riddle Roundup. So what I'm holding up here is actually the instructions, but I believe we have a card over here that I can show you first, and then I'll tell you how you can play. So first of all, you guys can zoom in on this. As we're getting the tech here set up. If you look closely at it, which I can't see what you're seeing because there's no backup camera up, no, but there was somebody else here who's right next to me. Look at that. If you look closely at it, what you see are a bunch of riddles and a number of businesses. There's 23, in fact. All the businesses are here in Coolidge Corner, and there are 23 riddles having to do with each and every one of them. Your job, once you get this card, is to connect the riddle to the business. It's not one for one. You got to figure them out. Now, once you do that, you go into the business. What do? They will give you a letter. Now, the letter is not like a physical letter, although it could be, or in an envelope, but it is like the letter of the alphabet or a number. And if you notice, down this side, what you have are a bunch of lines. You add all the, put in all the letters and the numbers. If you are correct in identifying those businesses, they will give you that as a reward. Once you fill it out, turn the card over, and in the back of it is a much larger riddle about Coolidge Corner in Brookline. Fill that out, bring it to Eureka, you get an immediate prize, and then this goes into a pot for a drawing for a grand prize. So, you have until Sunday night. It's the Coolidge Corner Riddle Roundup. All of the businesses on here, which you probably saw for a nanosecond, are participating. We have cards at Eureka, so please come on down, pick up a card, and have fun.
That's amazing. So for my first question is, what got you into puzzles? What's your background history about puzzles and why you got into it?
So this is an interview.
Yes.
Hold on, we're getting a little feedback. Much better. So, great question. I've been in puzzles as far as I know, my entire life. As a kid, I always loved puzzles. And by puzzles here, I mean all kinds of puzzles. Word puzzles, picture puzzles, mechanical puzzles, things that come apart, go back together again. Not so much crosswords, but I would do Sudokus, line drawings, dot to dot, So I've always had a passion and an interest in puzzles. And then, in fact, I was in the high-tech world for about 25 years, which what people used to tell me is, oh yeah, I was always the one they would call to solve the puzzles. It's a new business, it's a new market, it's a new customer, what do you do? After that, I started a puzzle store. So it's puzzles and games, it's Eureka Puzzles down the street, and we have been entertaining and torturing customers for years.
Wow.
Now over to you.
Wow, you're interviewing us now.
Right.
But our last question is, how do I put this into words? Now that you own a puzzle business, what is something that you kind of see on a daily that's just this is why I'm doing it? When it comes to customers or when it comes to seeing little kids and just their excitement, what's something that you can pinpoint that's just okay, this is why I'm doing it?
That's a great question. So, number one, we actually have more merchandise in the store for adults and older kids than we do for little kids. But what's true for people of all ages is that it is exciting to see once they grasp something, they understand something, they figure something out, and you see this amazing excitement. It's like their eyes open. They will become much more impassioned. And that moment is unbelievably rewarding.
Okay, well, that's it. Thank you for watching on Last Song from Dawn.
Thank you.
You said one or all?